Okay, hello, good evening, folks. We're gonna start, folks, with this session. Okay, so the content that we're gonna discuss in these sessions are being and having, social function, and social and ecological commitment. Okay, some of the objectives, folks, that we got for this session are explain the difference between being and having, and describe how this concept influences ethical professional behavior. The number two, identify the social functions of professions, particularly the teaching profession, and explain their impact on social development. And the last one, to recognize the importance of social and ecological commitment in professional practice and explain how a professional can contribute positively to society and the environment. Okay. So I would like to, some of you read the introduction, please. Javiera Ocesia, could you please read one of you the introduction, please?
Of course, teacher. Introduction. Professional ethics is an essential component of any profession because it guides how individuals use their knowledge, skills, and authority in society. Professionals are not only expected to perform their jobs effectively, but also to act with integrity, responsibility, and respect toward others and the environment. In today's session, we will reflect on important questions about ethical behavior in professional life. Through discussion, we will analyze how professionals make decisions, how their actions affect society, and why values such as honesty, responsibility, and social commitment are essential for building trust and contributing to social well being. The goal of this discussion is to help you think critically about what it means to be an ethical professional and how your future decisions can possibly influence society.
Thank you very much, Javiera. Thank you very much. Okay, folks, before starting our discussion today, um, it is important to understand why professional ethics is such an essential part of our profession, right? Remember that being a professional, folks, is not only about having knowledge or performing a job efficiently, it also involves the way how we use our knowledge, the decisions we make, and the impact our actions have on other people, okay? We are expected, folks, we are expected to act with integrity, responsibility, and respect, because remember that our work often influences individuals, right? Our communities and even our future generations. So, as usually, folks, I, as you know, I like to start with some speaking questions. Okay, we got the questions over here on the screen, and I would like to listen to you. What do you think about them? Let's see the first one. What qualities define a truly ethical professional? What do you think? Do you think that qualities, if we talk about qualities, we can, it refers to the values that we have been discussing in the previous sessions, like honesty, responsibility, integrity, fairness. What do you think, folks?
Teacher, I truly believe that ethical professional shows integrity,
Mm-hmm.
responsibility, honesty, respect, um, and commitment to doing the right
Yes.
thing, even when no one is watching, like integrity. I
Mm-hmm.
really like the definition of integrity, and I truly believe that is one of the most important qualities that define an excel professional.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's good. That's good. Let's see the second one. Is professional success measured only by salary and status? Why or why not? Do you think, based on your experience, based on the kind of job that you got, do you think that your professional success in your job is measured just with your salary and status, or is measured about with what you done, what you have done for that company. What do you think? Cecia? What do you think, Cecia?
Okay, no success is not only salary or status. True success also includes ethics, responsibility, and positive impact on society.
Okay, okay. Let's move on to question number three. Can someone be highly competent but ethically irresponsible? Remember here, folks, I would like to highlight that as you know, or probably you have experience, folks, or probably you know someone who has a strong knowledge and skills in that area, but sometimes they act dishonestly. Do you think that they act in this way because of the knowledge and skills they got? Because remember, folks, that when we act dishonestly, so what is the consequences that we got at the end if we act dishonestly, if we act irresponsibly? So as you know, and something that we have been discussing in the previous sessions, we can harm, right? We can harm other people. We can harm our community, and even we can impact in a negative way in our society, right? Do you agree with me?
Completely agree, teacher.
Okay. Let's see the question number four. What responsibilities do professionals have toward society? Or based on your experience, folks, do you think that you you have used your knowledge and your skills in a responsible way? You have acted in a responsible way based on the types of jobs you got. Let's suppose, I'm gonna give you an example. Let's suppose that you're working as an English teacher, and someday you said, "No, I don't want to work today," and you don't go. So, do you think that that you're acting in the right way? So, do you think that that person who is an English teacher has the responsible of their acts? Absolutely not, right? Okay, folks, let's move on. Let's move on to question number seven. Okay, we're gonna select at randomly the question that we got here. What happens when professionals ignored their social responsibility? Do you think that you can harm someone by ignoring your social responsibility? Have you ever ignored your social responsibility with your work, with your job? Javiera, what do you think?
I think, teacher, that yeah, like you said, we can harm, lead to harm, and also loss of trust, and we became corrupt,
Mm-hmm.
and of course that it will have a negative consequence for society. So we have a huge responsibility.
Yeah,
So we can't ignore it.
yeah, good, good. Let's move on to the last question, and I would like to listen to Cecia as well. What is more important in the long term, reputation or wealth? This is a good question. Reputation or wealth? Why?
And reputation is more important because trust and respect last longer than money. Money.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
sí.
What about you, Javiera? What do you think is more important in the long term? Let's suppose that you're working in a company and you have been working for a long time there. So what is more important there, your reputation or your wealth?
Um, I believe teacher reputation definitely is more important because if you have a good reputation, people will trust in you and you will be like in your profession, you will be like a
Hmm.
reliable person. You will have credibility as well before
Yeah.
others. So people, if if they need, if you are a lawyer, for example, the first person they will think it will be you, like, oh, he's a reliable person.
Yeah.
And the credibility is everything.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you. Remember, folks, that reputation shows our values, right? Our qualities that we got as individuals we are and as professionals we are, right? Okay, very good. Okay, now let's move on to this one, folks. This is the topics that we got for today. Being and having, and I would like to listen to you if you got some knowledge about the differences between being and having. No one? Okay, as in the previous session, folks, as you know, that we have mentioned that in many societies today, you remember that many people or most of people tend to measure success about what they have, right? Not about what they know. So some people they often focus on the things like the money they earn, the social status they have, and the professional recognition, and even the material achievements, right? And on the other hand, we have the being. What do you understand by being? Something important that I mentioned. Having is focused on what people have, right? And being is focused about who we are. That makes sense, right? Remember that the concept of being, folks, most of the time emphasizes personal values, like the values or like the qualities that we have been discussing in most of the sessions that we have done, like honesty, integrity, something that you have mentioned before, like responsibility and so on, right? So as you can appreciate, folks, on on the screen that we got some characteristics that each of this one is focused on. For example, on being versus having, we got that having focuses on possessions, achievements, and external success. Being focuses on characters, okay, on characters, person, values, integrity, and personal growth. And the ethical professionals prioritize responsibility, honesty, and service rather than only personal gain, right? So these are some of the characteristics that best describe the differences between being and having. Now, let's move on to social function of the profession. I don't know if you remember, folks, in the previous session, we said that every profession exists because society has certain needs that require knowledge, right? Remember that all of the society need different types of professionals because we got different types of areas, right? Can you hear me?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, good.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you. And On the screen, folks, we got some characteristic, the main characteristic of social function of the profession, like profession exists to serve social needs. Okay, professionals must act with responsibility and ethical awareness. Remember that when we act with responsibility, we're creating a really good reputation of our profession, right? And society depends on professionals to contribute to social development and improvement. Okay. Now, another important aspect or idea that we got is the social commitment, folks. Remember that this is closely connected to the social role of professions, okay? And this one, something important, this one refers to the responsibility that professionals have to use their knowledge and abilities, right? And some of the characteristics that we got are act responsibly and ethically. Why both? Because remember that there are many professionals that they act in a responsible way, but not ethically. You understand what I mean, right? Another that we got here is the promotion of the social justice and inclusion and the needs considerations of the communities and the contribution to the common good. And the last one, folks, it's related to the ecological commitment, right? Remember that nowadays professional must recognize that our actions, okay, as professionals we are, folks, can affect not only people but also the natural environment, right? For example, the supposed or the cold green companies that we got, right? So, and here we got some of the characteristics, like environmental responsibility, which is an important part of modern ethics, and the professionals must consider the environmental impact of their actions, and the sustainability is essential for long-term social development. Now, I have a question for you. Have you ever taken responsibility, or have you ever been aware of the environmental issues? Folks. Because remember that as human being we are, sometimes we act in a wrong way that at a certain point can affect our environment, our surroundings, right? So, and based on that, have you ever been awareness about those things that we have done before? What do you think? Javiera, would you like to add something about that?
I was thinking, teacher, but
Okay.
not really. No, I never thought about that. Honestly, I mean, it's
Mm-hmm.
the first time like it makes me think about it.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever heard about the Green Company that all of the time in the campaigns they do, in the announcement they do, they say that they protected the environment. But when you see the production area, so they're polluting the environment. There are many ways, right? There are many ways that unconsciously we have acted in the wrong way, right? And this is probably we cannot recognize that because remember that that's part of our culture, right? Okay, let's move on to
Teacher,
this one
sorry.
for, yeah, tell me.
No, no, I was going to say it's because of our culture is not like it should be, sadly.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Okay, let's see here. Okay, folks, here, I brought an scenario called ethical responsibility in teaching. I'm gonna share with you, okay? Just give me a minute. I'm gonna share with you this one. Let me see. Wait for it. Just give me a minute. Please check the message that I sent on Zoom. Please click on it and let me know if you can access to the ethical responsibility in teaching. Did you? Do you see the link on the chat box? Just let me know if you can see the link, folks. Okay, I'm gonna read the scenario. It says that a teacher works at a public school where many students come from low-income families. The school has limited resources, and some students struggle not only academically, but also emotionally and socially. The teacher has noticed that several students lack motivation and confidence. Instead of focusing only on completing the curriculum, the teacher decides to dedicate extra time to support these students, encourage them, and create an activity that promotes inclusion and collaboration. At the same time, the teacher also integrate discussions about environmental responsibility in class, encouraging students to participate in small projects such as recycling campaigns and community cleanup activities. In this situation, the teacher demonstrates several aspects of professional ethics. The teacher focuses on being rather than having, prioritizing dedication and values over personal recognition. The teacher also fulfills the social function of the profession by helping students develop knowledge and critical thinking. Additionally, the teacher shows social commitment by supporting students from disadvantaged backgrounds and creating an inclusive learning environment. Finally, by promoting environmental awareness, the teacher also demonstrate ecological commitment. If you see here, we got a really good professional, a really good teacher as professional, right? Where he applies the well-being, being and having, and the social commitment that he or she has with the society. So, and folks, based on this scenario, we got two questions. Okay, so the question for women is, how does the teacher's behavior in this scenario reflect the concept of being versus having, social function and social commitment? Okay, so in the case of women, you have to analyze the case, the scenario that we got above, and then based on that answer these questions for women. And for men, we got this one. Okay, why is it important for professionals, especially teachers, to consider both social and environmental responsibilities in their work? So,
All
folks,
right, doctor.
you got the permission for writing. So start now, please. Do you accept to the link? Who is using a bird in your profile? Cecia, do you access to the link?
Yes, teacher.
And you, Javiera?
No, teacher, I couldn't.
I'm gonna send the link again, okay? To the chat box of the Zoom. Let me see. Okay. Check now that one, please. Yeah, you got the permission there. I need to see your opinion about this one, folks. Cecilia, just to confirm, you can write right there. Let me know if you can write there, okay, folks? I'm gonna share the power presentations and while you're writing there, right? So just let me know when once you have finished, okay, with your opinion. Remember that you have to analyze the scenario about ethical responsibility and teacher, and we got a teacher there that was struggling with different types of situations with some students of low income that comes from low income families, okay. And then we got two questions as I mentioned before. We got a question just for women and we got a quick question just for men. So select yours and start writing your own opinion, right? I will be checking, folks. I will be checking. Could you type, Javiera?
Oh, sorry. I was speaking and my phone was mute. My speaker was mute. Teacher,
Yeah.
I couldn't because cuando entré me salí de la conversación, me salí de la clase, and I was trying to write, but I couldn't. It appears something like you need to download and Google Documents, something like that.
That's the only option that it's provided, has been provided there.
Yeah, I'm trying to fix it, but I can't. I have to write in the document,
Sí, pero es la única
and
opción que le da, porque cuando le da sí, tal vez él en el teléfono no le tiene, le da desde el otra opción como completar desde el navegador, porque usted sabe que por defecto en todo teléfono nosotros andamos abierto un
sí.
correo y al andar el correo, pues ahí internamente tenemos el drive del correo.
Voy a volver a intentar. Entro, profe, pero cuando entro a lo que usted me mandó, me saca de la clase. Eso tiene que ser así.
Está con el teléfono
No, profe, estoy con mi tablet.
y la llamada la tiene conectada con la tablet.
Sí, no entiendo.
Vamos a hacer algo. Voy a compartir el link al WhatsApp para que mire si lo puede hacer desde el teléfono, ¿vale?
Porfa, profe, sí. Thank
Sí,
you so much.
ahorita voy a compartir el link. Permítame. Ya se lo mando, permítame.
Gracias, profe.
Claro que sí. Revise, ya lo mandé al grupo.
Sí, profe, ahora sí. Cuando lo termine, se lo mando ¿a dónde, profe?
No, no, ahí complételo en línea y su respuesta queda ahí guardada, ¿vale?
Okay, okay. Thank you so much, teacher.
You're welcome. Hello, Karen.
Hi, mister.
Para los que se están conectando ahorita, chicos, bueno, nos conectamos desde las 6 en punto, ¿verdad? Aquí ya estamos con prácticamente con la actividad de cierre. No sé si pudieron ver, entren al chat de Zoom. Ahí van a ver un link, donde van a tener que completar van a analizar el escenario que sale ahí y salen dos preguntas. Una pregunta es para las mujeres y otra pregunta para los varones. Entonces, analicen la pregunta ahí y dejan su comentario en uno de las casillas, por favor.
Mister, tiene que entregarse hoy. The thing is that I'm on my way home and I'm working on I'm in your class with my phone. Y para mí es como
Is it
complicado
hard for
estar
you
en
to
el...
write now, right?
¿Ah?
Is it hard for you to complete it now?
Yes, definitely.
No, ¿cuánto tiempo tarda en llegar a su casa? Porque lo puedo dejar un rato más. Lo puedo dejar un rato más ahí para que así le dé chance de completarlo.
Lo que pasa es que yo vivo en la carretera Vieja León y el tráfico ahorita está, como están
Rush
haciendo
hour.
el nuevo desnivel, entonces se me complica. No le puedo decir en 10 minutos porque no.
Sí, sí. Entonces hagamos algo, vea, cuando usted esté en su casa, tal vez me notifica para ayudarle el acceso y usted pueda completarlo ahí con calma, ¿vale?
Ok, bueno, mister. Thanks.
Chicos, no olviden poner su nombre ahí en el comentario. Lo pueden poner al comienzo o le dan un punto final a su opinión y ponen su nombre y su apellido, por favor, ¿ok? Porque estoy viendo que están dejando sus comentarios ahí, pero no, al final no me voy a dar cuenta quién lo escribió, ¿verdad? Dejen su nombre ahí, por favor. Pónganle su marca. Chicos, ahí les voy a dejar un par de minutos más habilitado eso, ¿ok? Yo después voy a proceder a revisar. No olviden dejar sus nombres, por favor. Dejen sus nombres para así saber quién es el que dejó la opinión, ¿verdad? Y así tomarlo en cuenta, ¿verdad? Lo voy a dejar ahí unos minutos más, ¿ok? Y la sesión pues la daríamos por concluida, ¿verdad? La daríamos por finalizada ahorita y cualquier cosa pues ahí estamos a la orden, ¿vale?
Profe, teacher,
Dígame.
did you receive my answer?
Ahí hay varios, pero no le puso su nombre. Necesito que al final
Le,
de la opinión póngale su nombre.
le puse mi nombre, teacher Javier Ategui Roja, pero no sé si se envió, eso es lo que quiero saber.
Déjeme ver, déjeme ver. Ah, sí. El suyo es el que dice the teacher chose being rather than having by
Ven, ajá.
prioritizing values, dedication, and care for
Education and care
students
for students. Sí,
instead
teacher,
of person.
instead of
Okay,
personal reconnection. Sí.
okay, okay. Sí, ahí sale su nombre.
Thank you so much, teacher.
Okay.